soon as it hit my mouth, like excitement, like I got, that sounded weird. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Uncle Matt here with our weekly, you jerk, right when I hit record. God, every time. Come on, join me. Come here, you wanna be a part of this? This is why we had to pause, it's Oli. All right, weekly Crumbl cookie review. Back inside for this one after doing a few outdoor ones the last few weeks because the weather sucks right now in Nashville. Here's your latest Nashville weather update. It's been kind of annoyingly windy the last few days, where we've been in like the mid to high 60s, but the wind has just made it like annoyingly chilly. Sunday was the worst. This past Sunday, I refereed a bunch of games out at Brentwood, and the first game, it was okay, pleasant. Second game, the wind picked up and it started to get chilly. I'd actually switched to one of my long sleeve ref jerseys which I'd put away for the season. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna need these anymore. And the last game was just a nightmare. Wind, rain, sun would come back for about 10 minutes and wind, rain. It was awful, it was terrible. Yesterday was a little warmer, but the wind was kind of going all day, making it feel chillier than it should have felt. Today's kind of the same, so it's like, and it's not like the, you know, dangerous power knocking out deadly winds we had earlier this year. It's wind that's just annoying enough to make it like colder than it should be and to probably mess with the audio on the recording, but whatever. I feel like in the past I probably complained that we didn't get a real spring in Nashville anymore because we just went winter, summer, winter every year, but we got a real spring this year and it's just lingering and won't go away. It's sticking around into May, so whatever. It's funny, I'll show you in a second. I'll go show you that right now. Hold on. Join me. We're gonna go for a walk. We had a little warm snap back in early April that led to Jesta moving up the scheduled opening of our pool because she wanted to give it a week or two to get all the chemicals in and get everything filtered before it was fully ready to swim in, expecting that by early to mid-May it'd be warm enough to swim, but here we are and that is not the case. Supposed to be getting back into like the 70s and 80s over the next week, but then we've got like rain and storms in the forecast like almost every day for the next week. So yay, it's gonna be warm, but it's gonna storm every single day. End of weather report, let's get to the cookie. And this just bums me out too because after a couple of good weeks of good menus where it was like multiple cookies that I was having a tough time deciding between, I can actually even maybe hear the wind through the window here. This week was the opposite problem. There's a bunch of cookies that none of them were really jumping out to me, that were none of them really my particular cup of tea, so to speak. So I had a tough time choosing what cookie to go with. Kind of thought about maybe the brownie Buckeye. I used to work at Cracker Barrel many years ago, and I'd eat Buckeyes there because that was one of our big sellers that we had there was Buckeyes. Cracker Barrel is like weirdly strict about like employees, make sure they pay for stuff, make sure they don't steal stuff. Like you got a discount on stuff you'd buy, but it wasn't like I could just like grab one 25-cent Buckeye and pop it in my mouth. I had to pay for everything. When you left the store at the end of your shift, a manager had to basically escort you out to watch you and make sure you didn't like grab anything or steal anything going through the little general store part of Cracker Barrel. The little clear bags that like women have to use to go to sporting events and concerts now, those I think originated at Cracker Barrel because you were required to use one of those if you were a female. Instead of like a normal purse, you had to bring in a clear bag to make sure you weren't throwing stuff in your purse on the way out the door. Crazy, it was weird. Sidetrack, back to this. The Buckeye brownie cookie was kind of interesting to me, but like, as I've mentioned quite a few times, I'm kind of indifferent to peanut butter. I don't dislike it, but I don't really like it either. So basically that just led up to like all the cookies kind of having maybe half of something that intrigued me, but then another half where I was just like, I don't really care about that. So no real winner, no real standout choice for me this week. So I defaulted to what Jesta had suggested, the one she thought would be the best. She said the maple oatmeal cookie was the way to go, so that's what we went with today for our weekly Crumbl cookie review. You can kind of hear them, the crumbles all falling around in there. That's what she looks like. What a cookie. Huh. Last time we got something with maple, I remember it didn't turn out too well. That was like the maple bacon one that kind of looked like cat poop in a box and didn't hold up well, but we'll see how this one goes. It wasn't hard. The last couple of weeks we almost broke the one cookie rule because there were so many good choices. This week it was not hard to say, you know, this week we almost went 0 cookies. Everybody knows the rules, but here we go. Bone Apple Teas, the maple oatmeal cookie. So it's good, but you know, as I kind of would have figured, it's nothing particularly special, you know, about it. It's not like as soon as it hit my mouth, like excitement, like I got, that sounded weird. Like with the last two cookies that were both really, really good. This one more just kind of, you know, a little bit of a, like, it's like an oatmeal raisin cookie without the raisins, but then it's a little bit sweeter than normal oatmeal cookie because of that maple. So if you like oatmeal cookies, you'd like this, but it's like an oatmeal cookie, but a little bit sweeter. 2.5 cookies. I think that's fair because it's not bad. It's not like a cookie. I'll be happy to snack on it throughout the week. It'll get the job done when I have a little craving for something sweet, but not one I would probably buy again. But you know, once again, not my style of cookie. Nothing on the menu this week was really, Uncle Matt has to eat this cookie. But like I said, if you like oatmeal cookies, you're probably gonna really like this one. Me, just a 2.5 on the cookie scale for me. That's it for this week. We'll be back next week with one more cookie. And the week after that with another cookie. And the week after that with another cookie. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you at Taco Bell. Bonus extra content review today. Nashville Reheated pizza review. This past Saturday after the Nashville SC Atlanta United match, we went to 5 Points Pizza in 5 Points. The real 5 Points, not the fake 5 Points. It's out in like West Nashville now. 5 Points Pizza. I recorded us walking in. I recorded the menu and then just did not video anything else of actually getting pizza or eating the pizza there. So missed the chance to do a in the moment, real, fresh Nashville pizza review. But I got some leftovers here, so we're gonna do a reheated Nashville pizza review for Five Guys Pizza. Now you gotta know that's gonna throw the scale off a little bit. So if this score isn't necessarily as high as you would expect 5 Points to get, it's reheated pizza from 2-3 days ago at this point, so that's going to affect the score just naturally. I can't score it retrospectively. When we ate it live, as I recall, it was very good. Garlic knots, they were very tasty and delicious. The pizza itself was, but I got to eat the pizza, give the immediate score right there in the moment. Didn't do that Saturday. Going to do it today with the reheated pizza. We'll see how it holds up. We see a little soggier on the second wave, undercarriage, a little floppier than it probably was Saturday, whenever it was we were there. Here we go, one bite, that's a policy. All things considered, it held up pretty well, you know. It's got your little kind of soggy floppiness you're gonna get with reheated pizza. Hasn't hit that stage yet in a leftover pizza where it's kind of started to stiffen up too much, so yeah, this is pretty solid. This is just good to have in the fridge for a backup lunch if you didn't have anything planned for lunch, or if you get stuck at home one night with no food. This is a good option to have. 6.3. Yeah, I think that's a fair score. As I expected, the cookie goes over better if it's your style of cookie. Jesta just said it's the best cookie we've had so far in our Crumbl cookie reviews journey. So much as I expected, if you are somebody who's into maple oatmeal style cookies, apparently this is the best one yet according to Jesta. But for me, just 2.5.